Week 09 is sponsored by your Washington area Toyota dealers.
Salting the roads before a snowstorm can certainly keep all of us safe, but where does all that snow go once the snow melts?
Meteorologist Michaela Lucero is here with more on the impacts of that sodium chloride we put on the roads and how they can impact our health and the health of the environment. Good to see you inside, Michaela.
Yes, glad to be in the warm inside today, guys. Well, our recent rain actually washed away all that salt that was put down on the roads and sidewalks. But WSSC Water says that salt ends up in our water systems, mainly the Potomac and the Patuxent River.
Runs off and ends up in the source water, and we see it in there. And we WSSC Water cannot remove the salt in the treatment process, short of doing sweeping and very expensive treatment changes that we don't have funding for.
This increase in salt can have a significant impact on us as humans and on the environment. Our drinking water can become saltier in taste and can develop an unusual odor. It's still safe to drink for most of us, but it could cause problems for people on low sodium diets or who are on dialysis.
The amount of chloride or salt in our source waters has more than doubled in the past 30 years. So we know that what you do on the land affects the water.
For the environment, the increased salt can harm the wildlife in the Potomac. For example, fish that can only survive in fresh water can have a difficult time thriving when the water becomes too salty. Aquatic plants and microorganisms can fall into the same trap as well.
Salt is toxic to some fish, some amphibians, and wildlife. And so anything that runs right off from the pavement, from people's driveways, from the street, literally goes into our creeks. And from there, the salt dissolves and goes into the water from the creeks, into the Potomac River, and ultimately the Chesapeake Bay.
So what can you do? Well, you can be salt wise and remember these three things. Number one, shovel early and often so that ice doesn't form. Number two, less is more. It only takes 1 coffee mug full of salt to cover 10 sidewalk squares or an average driveway. And 3, sweep it up. Any salt that's left over once the snow is melted can be swept up and reused for the next snow event. Back to you guys.